Okay, so before I start, the one thing I want to say, most of this is probably bro science. No, a lot of this stuff, I'd like to, I want you guys to take all this information I'm giving you guys with a grain of salt. I mean, obviously, these are things that have worked for me. These are strategies that I've kind of compiled for myself over, all the years that I've been working out, that I've been, you know, uh, doing things, trying to lose weight, basically, right? Um, I think I'd probably start off by saying, like, why would you guys kind of listen to me? I think my biggest goal, and I think one that I think everyone strives for, is to be at a healthy weight. And at one point, I don't know, but at my heaviest, I was probably about 200, 290, 295, big dude. But I was always active, For me, I was one of the results quickly, which never seemed to come. It always seemed like it would be, you'd always have to put a bunch of work in so that you can, succeed and get the results you want. And it's always about consistency, right? You always have to do things consistently, and you seem to have those, you have the results you want.
Sorry, can I pause right there really quickly?
Yeah.
So obviously everyone here has some sort of exposure to fitness. Jesse, what kind of exposure have you had to fitness?
So I mean, I grew up playing sports. I played hockey and basketball in high school. Um, then I just sort of like dabbled here and there in little things. Went to the gym pretty inconsistently for years, but I'd say in the past 5 or 6 years, I sort of tried to dial it in a little more. So I've been uh, doing jujitsu with Dave actually for a few years, and I do a lot of strength training, powerlifting. I have a gym in my house, so that's mostly it, I guess.
Nice, thank you. Just going through really quickly, just so we know kind of where everybody is on the fitness scale. Is that okay, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Clement, what's your exposure to fitness or experience with fitness? You're on mute. Maybe I'll go to someone else while you're cleaning the okay.
Okay. My exposure to fitness. Well, I've always, loved fitness. It's just, I don't know. I'm just fat now. Yeah, no. I grew up playing soccer and basketball. I was one of the fastest in my class, growing up, and then like I would like dabble in like a bunch of sports, like especially in PE, right? Like I was probably one of the more athletic ones in class. I did a lot of martial arts growing up, like Chinese and Korean too, like Hapkido. Um, I really enjoy playing basketball. Now I do Muay Thai, play some basketball, dodgeball league. I'm doing the half marathon with you, but I'm still fat. But yeah, that's
Maybe,
me.
maybe, I mean, I don't know if that's one of your goals, but weight, loss is something Dave's going to cover today, hopefully. And so when you guys are giving your exposures, give us like a 15-second summary just because of time.
Okay.
So Alex, you want to give yours?
Yeah, I did a lot of martial arts growing up. Skated, did like speed skating, and I played football in high school. Did like so from football, I just kept doing a lot of like weightlifting, bodybuilding stuff through university. And now I play like tennis, snowboard, and cycle now a lot.
Nice, thanks, great stuff. Ujay?
I do a lot of jogging.
So to elaborate on that, Jesse, Ujay has been running, I think 6Ks a day. Was it Ujay?
5K.
5K a day from home to work and work back. And so he's lost like how many kilos?
5 kilos.
You lost 5 kilos in how long?
Like 2 months. Yeah.
Nice. So that's, since we started talking, he's been doing that. And yeah, that's amazing. Jisoo, just a short list, okay? I know you've done tons of fitness.
Just martial arts and personal training. That's most recent. Sports is just all sports, except for
Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, for me, martial arts, did some lifting back in university. Now it's lifting the kids too. And one coming on the way. So I'll be busy with that and a marathon. So yeah, that's my summary. Go ahead, Dave. I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah, no worries. So when it comes to training or any part of yes, trying to get your goals, nutrition is one that's super important, right? And it's sometimes very tough to kind of figure out what to do when, you know, either you want to lose weight or you want to put on muscle. And I hopefully this slideshow will help you guys out, or, you know, put you in the right direction to your goals. So yeah. So agenda, big one. I wanted to, you know, figure out what our goal is, right? What's your goal? Like, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to lose that you know, that those flabby, you know, lose some of the belly? Do you want to put on more muscle? Do you want to look like Ronnie Coleman? You know, basically, what's our goal? I feel like for most of us, I know for me, it's just to lose a little bit of weight. You know, the holidays were tough. You know, eating all that yummy food, being around family after, you know, I don't know how many years of being isolated during the holidays. I definitely took advantage of it. So yeah, maybe hopefully, you know, this information I give you can put you in the right direction.
All right. So this is a great time to insert this. By the end of this session that he has, and Dave, mind you, we're going to try and wrap up yours in 15. Okay.
Yep.
I want you guys to think about a goal right now. And in about 5 minutes time, I'm going to get you kind of set your intention, because at the end of his presentation, Dave's going to give you all a challenge. He's the challenge master for today. So think about it. Whether it's mental fitness or physical fitness, what goal do you want to set for yourself? What do you want to work on? And then we're going to give you that challenge by the end of his session. Okay. Awesome. Let's do it. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. Next thing was when it comes to nutrition, to make things simple, we need a baseline, right? So we're going to learn how to calculate our BMR and our TDEE, and I'll tell you guys what that means. We'll talk about macros. We'll look at simple ways to plan a diet, and then exercise strategies for success. Okay. So intro, have you ever felt lost when it comes to nutrition? I definitely know I have. So hopefully I can help you guys out with that. So, you know, simple strategies and a basic understanding of nutrition is what we're going to go through. And more importantly, how do we start? How do you kind of, you know, get started? Because it is tough with all the information that you have available. It's sometimes hard to pinpoint the one that might work for you. So I'll let you guys know like how I've kind of done things and how I've lost weight over the years. So big thing, what's our goal, right? So do we want to lose weight? Do we want to put on weight? That's something I want you guys to figure out. As Alex said, my challenge, I'm not going to give it away just yet, but it's going to be something I'm surrounded having to do with this slide. So I wanted to speak, I mean, I know I don't have a lot of time. I wanted to speak a little bit about, you know, calories in, calories out, what our ideal weight would be. But at the end of the day, I think when it comes to nutrition and eating, if we can figure out what our baseline is, as long as we stay within our calories within that we need for that day or that week, actually, because, you know, not every day that we eat is going to go exactly as planned, we can usually have some success. And, you know, we can continue on our goal to, I guess, for most of us, losing weight. For me, I know it is. So I'll give you guys an example for me, you know, just to start off. My ideal weight would be 220. You know, I'm about 250 now. I was, you know, around 235, 240 for a long time. You know, just before the pandemic, I was around 230, then it fluctuated, then I went up. Yeah, it's around 250 now. But I want to be I want to be at 220. I think that would be a great weight for me, where I would have, I'd be able to show off all the muscle I have, and also not, I would not breathe heavily when I go upstairs, which I mean, it's not too bad now, but I feel like right after the holidays, it's definitely gotten a little worse.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to pause you there. I give you guys a bit of time here. You know where we're going with this. Do you guys want to think about an intention you want to set or a goal? And then we'll use that throughout this rest of the session. So I'll start it off. For me, I want to lose about 10 pounds in the next month or two. That's my goal. And I'm hoping to get that or get the tools on how to do that in this session. Okay. I'll pass it off to Jesse. Why not?
I think, I have weight loss goals and stuff like that too, but I think I'm going to start with like a really short-term goal, because my biggest problem is always diet. So I'm going to commit to like, I'd like to get in like a solid 2 weeks, let's say 14 days of clean eating, no cheating, no, just, and then sort of use that as momentum for myself.
I love it. I love it. So Dave, I don't know if we talked about this, but the challenge typically will be a habit, right? So if Jesse wants to eat clean eating for 2 weeks, we have some awesome people here who have done similar challenges and have posted photos every day of what they've been eating. I'm sure they can tell you more about that, but accountability is what we're known for. Yeah, I'll let them talk about it if they've done it. So yeah, great. Thanks, Jesse. Do you want to pass it off? You can pass it off to anybody that hasn't spoken yet. Sorry, you're on mute.
I'll just pass it off to Alex.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say my goal would be more generic. It's going to be more like decrease the frequency of me eating out. Like I would probably say, to be realistic, I'll probably only go out maybe twice a week for any type of meal. I need to cook more, that's for sure. Both good for my health and for my wallet.
Nice. Love it. Who you want to pass it to?
Throw it to Clement because he's not looking.
Because I'm not what?
You were turned around.
Oh, yeah, I was just wiping my hands. My goal would probably be to eat more veggies because I think I haven't been, being too healthy lately. Too much protein, not enough veggies. That's my goal.
Cool. Okay, pass it off.
Let's go with Andrew.
My goal is to lose about 5 pounds. I am eating healthier. However, I think it's a bit of the portion control. So I love pizza. I love snacks. And then I get rid of some pizza snacks and I eat salad. But it turns out I eat like 3 bowls of salad and like 6 boiled eggs. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna cut down on a bit of portion. So lose about 5 pounds by next month.
By next month. Nice. Okay. And Jay?
I want to lose another 5 kilograms in the next 2 months with consistent jogging and better eating habits.
Nice. That's a hefty goal, 10 pounds or more. Sweet. Love it. All right, Dave.
I mean, I want to lose 30 pounds by this summer. I don't know if it's possible, but I'll try.
Okay, so that's something we want to make sure that is actually attainable, right? So we'll go to the challenge in the end, but yeah, keep that in mind. Your goals, they should be somewhat attainable. If not, then you're just overshooting and you just won't get there. So with that said, I'll kick it off back to you, Dave.
Yeah. being cognizant of time, I'm going to kind of rush through these last little parts. I think the most important thing is the ending, and just like simple ways to kind of just boost our nutrition goals or diet goals, right? So I wanted to go into, you know, the different body types. I think maybe we'll talk about the next time. There's usually 3 types of body types when it comes to I guess, well, body types, and they act differently depending on how you eat, right? So I'm more of an endomorph. I'm naturally broad. I'm thick, and usually I don't do well with carbs. So if I eat too many carbs, I feel like I just get fat easier. But one thing that is nice for me is that I'm able to put on muscle quite easily. So I remember, like, I did jujitsu for 2-3 years nonstop. I didn't lift a weight, and then the summer that I started lifting weight, you know, most of, you know, the numbers that I was lifting, they came back pretty quickly. Like, not the really, like, you know, not my maxes, but it's like my muscles remembered, you know, that I used to like to lift heavy weights, and it came back really quickly. You have your ectomorph, which is usually naturally thin with skinny limbs. You know, you have a fast metabolic rate, and you can eat a lot of carbs, a lot of rice. Then you have your mesomorph, which is more of like your Chad, you know, the dude who is naturally muscular, naturally athletic, and they're pretty much able to eat however they want, and they can usually keep the weight off, and it's pretty easy for them to keep muscle. So yeah. So I wanted to talk about basal metabolic rate, known as your BMR. So it's the weight at which your body expends energy to maintain essential life functions while complete rest. So basically, your BMR is, let's say if I was stuck in the hospital and I couldn't move, in order for me to stay at, let's say, 250, what's the amount of calories I have to eat just to stay at that weight? So that's what your BMR is. And then your TDEE is your total daily energy expenditure. So how much energy are you spending while doing, you know, your regular movements, like, you know, playing with your kids, going to work, you're jogging, Wujie, for example, you know. And why is that super important? It's because it gives you a baseline, you know, to where to start, because usually you kind of have to, that's it. You want to know where you're starting so that you know where you can end up or where you're going, right? So a good way to calculate it, I had a really good website that I'll share with you guys later on called the tdeecalculator.net. And that gives you a lot of information that we need. So it gives you, it'll give you your BMR, it'll give your TDEE, and then from there you can calculate your calories that you usually need for the day. So what I did, and like, I'll speak about macros quickly, but macros are short for your macronutrients. So macronutrients, there's usually 3 categories of nutrients that you eat most and provide you with your energy. So you have your protein, your carbs, your fats, and usually you need to count those macros. And they're usually counted in grams of proteins, carbs, or fat that you're consuming. So proteins, carbs, for every gram of protein or carbs, it's 4 calories. And for fat, it's 9 calories. So every gram of fat is usually heavier. It's a lot more nutrient dense. So it's 9 calories. I went quickly, but I kind of did a little bit of breakdown on how your diet should be composed when you're looking at your macros and how many grams you're going. But I kind of made, here's just a little example of, you know, where you'd kind of want your how you'd want to divide your macros depending on what you're looking for, right? If you want weight loss, maintenance, muscle gain, I feel like most of us are muscle gain. Weight loss. So I'm more in the weight loss. So fats 20 to 35%, carbs 25 to 45%, protein 35 to 50. And that's it. Yeah. So I wanted to use my goals as kind of like an example to help you guys out. And if you guys ever need any help, please, like, you know, by all means, let me know and I can, you know, help you calculate this. It's real simple with that site that I gave you. Okay, doc. Now you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Okay, tdecalculator.net. And I just want to show you guys kind of how it looks like quickly. So TDE calculator, I'm going to put in my age. I'm 37. Weight. So this is kind of bro science, but I usually like to put in the weight that I want to attain as opposed to the weight I am now, because I have a lot of muscle. These calculators don't take into account usually how much muscle you have, right? So I am heavy, I'm 250. It says that at my height, like you'll see, I should be like 165 pounds, which I don't think I've been 165 pounds since I was maybe 13 years old. So it doesn't take those things in consideration. But then again, I don't have my my fat percentage, like my BMI, my how much fat I have. That can actually usually be done if you go to any gym. They'll do like a caliper test, or they have these machines where they send an electric shock wave through your body, and then depending on the delay that it goes through your body, they're able to kind of calculate how much what your fat percentage is. But anyway, I don't know that, so I won't put it. But I'm gonna put my bro science weight at 220 because that's what I want. I'm gonna put in 5'10". I would put 6 foot if I was on a dating website, but 5'10" is enough. Activity. So I like to put in light exercises, which is usually it's 1 to 3 days of moderate exercise. Once I kind of start hitting this summer when I'm going crazy with the jiu-jitsu, taking my bike to go to work, going to the gym all the time, it'll probably go up to 3 to 5. So I like in the summer, I find like we're all more active. So I like to maybe switch that up. But during the winter, sedentary, I'm a bear. I just want to hide or hibernate. So I'll keep it at light exercise. And then body fat, we don't have to put it, so I don't calculate it. And it gives me kind of like my maintenance calories. So we have here basal metabolic rate, 1,929 calories. If I were in my bed, not doing anything, I was a vegetable, just sitting there. In order for me to keep that weight, I'd have to eat 1,929 calories every day. Then maintenance calories, taking into account how much activity I do. It's about 2,655 calories per day. So if I want to lose weight, I'd usually have to take away from that. But because I've already put in my bro weight of 220, which is what I want, I'm going to kind of, I'm going to calculate everything from there. So if I go and I share last screen, okay, I go back. So what I did was that I had my calories, 2,655, and my calculations. So I liked the numbers, a lot of protein. So about 35% of my diet, which came out to 930 calories when I divided 2,655 by 35%. So 2,655 times 0.35, it gave me 930 calories. I divided that by 4, and it gave me about 232.5 grams of protein. And I did the same thing for carbs and for fats. And that's about my baseline of how much grams of macros I need when it comes to protein, carbs, and fats. So 232.5 of protein, 166 of carbs, and 117 grams of fat.
So just really quickly here, Dave, for those
Yeah.
who haven't done this before, you're taking this and you're basically weighing a piece of chicken saying it's 232, and that's what you need to eat?
No, so every type of food, and I don't think I'll have time to get into this, unfortunately, but what I would do is I would go on Google and then I'd say, hey, if let's say I was eating chicken breast, which I usually don't eat chicken breast because it doesn't taste good, unless you make it really well. I would eat chicken thighs because I don't need everything to be very, like I'm not doing like a bodybuilding show. So I wanted to do things simply, and unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get into it, but I go and I'd say, hey, how much, I go on Google and I'd say, what are the macros for chicken thighs? And it'd say, okay, well, for every 100 grams of actual weight, so 4 ounces, almost 4 ounces, let's say 8 ounces. 8 ounces is usually about the palm of your hand. It was, I think, 40 to 50 grams of protein. Awesome. And then from there, I would kind of calculate. And for me, the big thing was just eat a lot of protein. I want to go just quickly and just read kind of these little points that I think would kind of help out. And then, I'll leave this with you guys. You guys can kind of talk about the stuff I've talked about. But for one, you don't want to put your body into starvation mode by under eating. This only throws your hormones out of balance. It usually affects your ability to lose weight and put on muscle. If I find most of the time we are trying to lose weight, kind of put on lean muscle at the same time. You want to try to make each meal have a good source of protein, carbs, and fat. What I was doing before, we were talking about, taking the pictures of our food, and Changfoot, I remember he gave me this challenge and it was amazing. I think I did it for maybe 2 weeks. And I would kind of invite you guys to do some, maybe if you guys can do something similar, if you feel like it, obviously. But Changfoot said, try to have half your plate, which is protein. The other half, it was half veggies, quarter protein, and quarter carbs. And that was super simple, and it made things a lot easier. And I was able to stick to that for almost 2 weeks, and it was really easy. Eat all your macros, right? You want to eat all the food, and try to always eat up to your calories. The first point, right? You don't want to put your body into starvation mode by under eating. So you want to eat those calories that you're supposed to each day. You want to try to eat on a consistent schedule. Sounds simple, but it's easy to get swept up in the flow of the day and forget to eat. Highs and lows in your blood sugar can cause stress to your body, leading to inflammation, hormones imbalances, interrupted sleep, and more. So it's good to eat at a consistent schedule. You don't want to be eating, at midnight. I always like to use the rule that I eat when I'm hungry. And I try not to delay it, because as soon as I delay it, I go to the pantry and I start eating, a box of cookies, Oreos. I love Oreos. Be sure to eat protein and carbs after your workout. It aids recovery, which is important. If you're new to changes in your diet, then try to replace simple carbs, like bread, pasta, cereal, with healthy carbs like fruit, veggies, rice. It's important to get enough carbs so you can recover from your workout, right? Our body's preferred source of energy is carbs, so for a lot of us, we usually do well by eating carbs, but you want to obviously not eat like 3 bowls of spaghetti, which is something that I've done quite regularly, or ramen or noodles, whatever. Drink lots of water. It's the importance of getting enough fluids before and after your workout cannot be overstressed. It's super important to drink water. So hydrating helps regulate your body temperature and lubricate your joints. It also helps transport nutrients to the body and waste out. Ooh, that sounded kind of disgusting. So what you should aim for. So I like to aim for 4 liters a day, or like 16 8-ounce glasses. I find like that's good for most people. And lastly, you can always try a different style of eating, keto, intermittent fasting. I'm doing intermittent fasting at the moment. So what I do is I eat only 8 hours out of the day. So I don't eat until 12, and then I eat till 8 p.m. The reason being I do that could be, again, bro science. I've read a few articles here and there, but I find that your body takes up there's a lot of energy expenditure when you metabolize your food, right? And when you're digesting the food, it is hard on your body, and you're always eating, you're always metabolizing food. So what I like to do is I like to give my body a break, so that it doesn't have to always just metabolize food, but it can help me burn fat. And also I find it helps me with my energy, because I feel like right after I eat a big meal, I usually feel pretty slow. And by kind of concentrating my meals in a shorter period of the day, I don't feel as heavy. I don't feel as lethargic, after I eat.